Hello, peeps. This is the Hillbilly Halfwit. How's it going today? Got a bit of the cold today, so sorry about my voice. Um, what we're going to talk about today is Mr. Trump has had another assassination attempt, and if you notice on our media, they're trying to downplay it all again. But there's some very interesting facts about this. Now, if you remember, I did a video about this on the first attempt, and they removed quite a bit of the content on the quiet, and I didn't know. So my video had stuff taken out of it, and I had no idea until one of my subscribers told me. So let's get going, and we'll talk about this. It's some very interesting stuff. The content in this video is intended for comedic purposes only. The views expressed in this video are not to be taken as factual information or a representation of my personal beliefs. I'm critically reviewing the info and videos I show as examples. Right, Mr. Trump has had another attempt yesterday on his Mar-a-Lago, at his own place, on his golf course. I've got to be very careful how I say this, because they transcript your video, and if I say the wrong words, it gets removed. So you know that last time he had an attempt, remember where that war is in Ukraine? Well, I suggested that the only people really who were going to gain from him not being there was Ukraine itself, because he was going to pull the money out and basically stop that war by making them go to peace. Now, that video I had to take down because it had monetization removed, and also, as one of my subscribers said, it had some stuff taken out of it that I'd said. Now, I'd mentioned I didn't think that he would survive, and they would have another go at him. Well, here we are. They've had several goes at him, actually, but this is the latest one. So, during the Trump shooting investigation, police discovered an AK-47, backpacks with tiles, and a GoPro camera. The initial exchange of gunfire with Secret Service agents happened 300 to 500 yards from where Trump was golfing. Now, I'm not 100% sure that there was gunfire or what, because they don't seem to report in a huge amount on it in the UK, and that in itself is very, very suspicious. And I found it very suspicious that lots of leaders have been meeting again a week before this happened in America. They went to see Biden, didn't they? We had our own leader, the Australian leader. Lots of leaders have gone a week before an assassination attempt. Do you think that's a bit suspicious? Well, uh, let's go a bit further. This is the guy that has done it that they've arrested. They didn't arrest him on the day at, at there, but they arrested him in his car later. So he left the gun and legged it. Now, if you look on the top, fightforukraine.com UA, that's a bit suspicious, isn't it? From what I said earlier. Now, this is all allegedly. I have said for months that the only people who are going to gain from him not being there are the Ukrainian government, because their war won't be stopped. Now, Ukraine have done a lot of dodgy things in the past. If you don't know, about 10 years ago, when they had their original, I think it was the 2014 war, they faked a journalist that had been killed. And he was all covered in blood, it was on the main news, on the BBC, all over the world. Journalist was covered in blood as he'd been shot, and then somebody managed to find the guy was alive. It was all been staged, and he had to come out and apologise, and his wife had to apologise. Turned out he was Ukrainian Secret Services trying to, you know what they were up to. So these lot are a funny lot. So anyway, allegedly. So this is one photo of this guy. This is another photo of this guy. International Volunteer Center. So that's him again. He's trying to get volunteers to go to fight for Ukraine. Sorry, can you hear my dog making a noise outside? This is another one of the photos at Close the Sky. This is him saying, Ryan Routh, that's his name, please promote a global civilian army. Beg everyone to come to Ukraine and fight. I am willing to come to Ukraine and fight and die. As an American, to be an example for others. But I need your help with a media campaign to encourage others to come also. Please respond. And there's his phone number. Ryan Routh, owner at Camp Box Honolulu in DC and Kiev to provide soldiers for the war effort. This is weird, isn't it? This is very, very suspicious. And even this guy, Edward Snowden, thinks so. We know little so far, but the alleged Trump shooter's personal and public participation in military activity in Ukraine, it is hard to imagine the White House agencies can claim zero contact. Clean hands, something of an Oswald vibe here. Congress should get answers. Now, I have to say, this is very, very dodgy. And the way the media ain't talking about it, you know this is a real attack. Because it'd be on the front pages all the time. Now, here's something a lot of people don't really know. On the first assassination attempt, so within a week of them missing Trump, so I think it was 8 days, they actually removed Biden. So if they'd have been successful in bopping Trump off in the first attempt, they wouldn't have removed Biden. But within 8 days, they removed Biden. Sorry about hearing my dog in the background. So that should make people think. These people have tried to allegedly kill one bloke who's trying to be president, a former president, and then because that didn't happen, they removed the sitting president. So now in America, we have, let me look. So now in America, we have the USA, one of the most dangerous countries in the world, military-wise, with nobody in charge. So the only people in charge in America are the USA military, because the former president has been removed and he's not there. He's on at the beach basically, and the current lady who's trying to be president isn't the president. So we got a situation where at war with Russia, and the military-industrial complex are running America. Now that is scary stuff when you think about it. Now there was a film many years ago, a comedy film. Peter Sellers was in it when he played a lot of characters. At how mad these people are. All they want to do is basically do a first attack on Russia and things like that. I can't remember what it was called. It was very funny and scary at the same time. But he was basically playing how all the military in America, and I have to be honest, in the UK, the Secret Services are just running about like kids. They want to go to war. And usually you have a person who's been voted in there that tries to keep them out of it. But there's nobody there now. So we're in a very strange place in America at the moment where you've got somebody running to be president and the current president who's been removed because he's too daft. So we got unknown people running one of the biggest military industrial complexes in the world. I dread to think what's going on. So I don't know if this video will be monetized, but the way our media isn't talking about this, you know this was an attempt. So I had to put this one up because I do think this is some very sinister stuff happening at the moment. And once you see through this all, and you know the media don't talk about it, you know they know all about this. So thanks for commenting. Please subscribe, and like as again, thank you very much for people who have looked at my shop. And if you go down there and have a look and browse through, I'd be very grateful to you, or a super thanks. Thank you very much. Ta-da.